journeyed so far in the knowledge of physics, it is time to begin to foray into space. However, we shall do this by first of all looking at our atmosphere. Since we also exist here, if we want to do space travel, we will start actually from the atmosphere. So thank you very much for doing that. Let us dive straight into the lecture and follow me. I will hold your hand. We will learn this together. Please subscribe to my channel and of course like my page, and let us dive straight into the discussion. In continuation of our efforts to be able to discuss topics on space physics, satellites, and of course rocket science, in this lecture we shall discuss one important aspect of physics which borders on our day-to-day existence on the planet Earth. This phenomenon is the atmosphere. What's atmosphere? Atmosphere is the blanket of gases which surrounds Earth. The atmosphere is tightly held near the Earth's surface by the gravitational forces. Atmosphere is so essential that in its absence there will not be what we call life today. Generally, Earth consists of oxygen that we breathe in and carbon dioxide that plants needed to grow. All these are contained in the atmosphere space. The sun blasts the Earth's surface with very powerful heat, which is an electromagnetic radiation, and if we are exposed to it directly, we will immediately burn and dry up because the heat being dissipated by sun is in very high heat and is in excess of thousands of degrees centigrade. Therefore, atmosphere has a layer that prevents exposure of our precious life to sun rays. Now let us talk about composition of the atmosphere. The Earth atmosphere consists mainly of gases. The largest one is nitrogen. Nitrogen molecules is about 78% within the Earth atmosphere, whereas oxygen is about 21% and carbon dioxide 0.04, as well as argon, which is about 0.9%. All of these gases are for human and animal survival. Further is the ozone layer, which plays a very prominent role in preventing and filtering all harmful ultraviolet rays from getting to us. Layers of atmosphere. The first layer of atmosphere is called troposphere. Troposphere is the portion of the Earth's atmosphere that is very close to the Earth's surface, and if you look up, it is what you will see. And if you feel your surrounding, whatever that envelopes you is the content of the troposphere. Troposphere is about 12 kilometers, that's about 7.5 miles high from the ground. It is the layers where weather changes frequently, hence its name tropo, which means changes. 75% are air and water vapor within the troposphere space. The component of gases here are nitrogen 78, oxygen 21, as earlier discussed, while the other gases are just within the 1% space. The next layer is stratosphere, and it creates a layer of its own, therefore the name which is derived from layer. This is the region you and I sit comfortably inside aircraft and fly. So aircraft only fly within this layer. The stratosphere is about 50 kilometers, about 32 miles above the Earth's surface. This layer is important because this is the protective layer that absorbs ultraviolet radiation from sun. There are some balloons which can fly altitude and get to up to this layer. Next is mesosphere. Mesosphere is located above troposphere and it's 50.85 kilometers. The air molecule and radiation from it is also an important layer because of its meteor born in this atmospheric layer. Meteors are dangerous small rocks that have been broken off in space and through the atmosphere, so it prevents them from getting to the atmosphere. Next is thermosphere. Thermosphere is the closest to space. This is the energy concentrated area because it is very close to solar radiation and it is directly hitting it. The boundary between the mesosphere and thermosphere is known as mesopause. This space is extremely cold and happens to be the coldest part of the atmosphere. It is about 700 kilometers, that's about 85 miles, above surface of the Earth. It is the thickest layer of the atmosphere, and this is where aurora exists. Exosphere. Exosphere is the outermost layer of the atmosphere. It is about 6,214 miles above Earth's surface, which is approximately 10,000 kilometers. This is the space where we launch most of our artificial satellites. So the discussion we had today is to prepare us for space science. Thank you for following me up to